Hey, shalom, shalom. I'm knocking on Waha Bar, inshallah, walakim la atam. Call Shabuai Baharachawa Kakshaw Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shamamat, which is truly hey with the Hebrew Israelites coming to you week in and week out through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahasham. Yahweh Shada preach to you so called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, Haitians, Israelite foreigners. Nacham Atam Kayah Malakwat Hashemayim Korah, repent ye, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Call Layim La Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shah Bahasham Hakodash Wa Mashanam. Kabadim Zukoyim na wa Mala Akim. Shaw Yeshla Zukoyim Racha got a wall, Wa Chasad, Wa Shalom Wa Barakim, Laha Bacharim Shaw Ha, Gabaya Shah Shalom. All right, so all praise to the Most High Yahweh, which means he exists by Hashem in the name Yahweh Shai delivers. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Israel, the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, mercy, peace, and blessings to the elect, the nation of Israel. Shalom, which means peace. This is an article in the RT. It reads, it says, Taiwan warns about abnormal military activity by Beijing. The Taipei government has said air and naval drills from the mainland are getting out of hand. It says Taiwan's defense minister has pointed to a spike in military activity in the airspace and waters around the island. So look, after local officials reported dozens of Chinese People's Liberation Army fighter jet and bomber flights in recent weeks, speaking to the two reporters for a Thursday news briefing in Taipei, Chu Ko-chang claimed the PLA has engaged in land, sea, air, and amphibious drills throughout September. The recent enemy situation is quite abnormal, he added. Less than 24 hours after Chu's remarks, the Taiwanese Defense Ministry reported that 10 PLA military aircraft and 5 Navy vessels were detected around Taiwan, claiming 2 of the planes had entered the island's air defense identification zone. Taiwanese armed forces have monitored the situation and tasked aircraft, Navy vessels, and land-based missile systems to respond to these activities, the ministry added. Chu later responded with a warning that Beijing's actions were getting out of hand and said they raised the chances of accidental clash. The risks of activities involving aircraft, ships, and weapons will increase, and both sides must pay attention, he said, adding, this is something we are very worried about. Beijing views Taiwan as part of its sovereign territory, insisting that it reserves the right to reunify by force should it officially declare independence from the mainland. I'm going to read it again. It says, Beijing views Taiwan as part of its sovereign territory, insisting that it reserves the right to reunify by force should it officially declare independence from the mainland. So pretty much they're willing to go to war with Taiwan because Taiwan was once a part of China. It says, though few nations formally recognize the island as a sovereign state, the U.S. and several allies maintain informal but strategic relations with Taiwanese officials, frequently drawing the ire of China. And who's allies with China? You got Russia, you see. And, you got the U.S., you got the China and U.S., you got Russia and the U.S., because the U.S. pretty much acts as a superpower for some of the other nations like Poland, so that puts them at odds with Russia, It says the Chinese military has launched multiple rounds of war games following the high-level meetings between U.S. and Taiwanese officials over the last year, including a massive stimulated blockade after the House Speaker Nancy Pelosi visited Taipei in 2022. A similar demonstration was held last April following a sit-down between Pelosi's successor, Representative Kevin McCarthy, and Taiwanese President Tsai Ing-wen, or however you say that name. But pretty much, we in the times of wars and rumors of wars, all right? And it don't just stop right there. Let's get a precept. This is Matthew chapter 24. We'll get verse 5. It says, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Hamashiach, and shall deceive many. So pretty much you're going to have a lot of people saying they're truly sent from the Lord, but truly they wasn't sent. It says, and shall deceive many. All right, and it's going into the false prophets, because there's going to be a lot of false prophets that's actually coming in, sheep's clothing. They're going to come and appear as if they were sent, But truly their doctrine, what they teach goes back to, it's tied to the world. It says, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Now let's go into this word wars. You see, because it's been wars happening, but then you also have disputes. It says a war, a fight, a battle, a dispute, strife, a quarrel. It says a single encounter or a series. It says a bustle, literally or figuratively. This is a type of warfare. All right, it's a show of force. All right, you got use of force, which is actual bullets flying, stuff like that, and you got a show of force, because pretty much they're doing military activity. All right, it's abnormal, and they're doing different drills, amping up for the wars. You see, because it's going to be a WW3, a World War III. Going back, Matthew chapter 24, verse 6 says, "Ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars." All right. Now, rumors of wars, I'm going to this word rumor. A sense of hearing, a thing heard, a report. All right. And we just got a report. That was an article. It says, for nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All right. And what are we seeing? We're seeing nation rise against nation. Taiwan, China, U.S., Russia, U.S., China, Azerbaijan, and Armenia. We're seeing the different wars, the rumors of wars, the kingdom against kingdoms. All right, it says in kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines. All right, so shortage. We just went into. I'm gonna go into this real fast. Go back, Salat, and just scroll. It says olive oil prices skyrocket. Salat, give me a second. Well, actually, I'm not seeing anything in this article, but pretty much, presumably, I was thinking that, or I have read the title, and I thought it said olive oil shortage, but it's a shortage of basically everything. You got a shortage of different foods. You got a shortage of workers. You got a shortage of chips. It's a shortage of everything. Going into that famine. I'm gonna get this word for famine. It reads, it says, scarcity of harvest, famine. All right, it says, through the idea of destitution, a scarcity of food, dearth, famine, hunger. And it's a lot of people going hungry right now. All right, and it's only going to increase. It says, and pestilences. There's a lot of pestilence going on right now. You got the, the vid just came back, dropped another mixtape. The vid came back, and there's many more, things that is going to be released into society. It says in earthquakes. It's been an earthquake. It was an earthquake that took out like 50K people. It was another earthquake that happened not too long ago, but we're seeing all the end time prophecies, It says in diverse places, and these things are in diverse places. All right. Let's get Second Esdras chapter 15, and we'll get let's see, this is Second Esdras chapter 16 and verse 18. It says, the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? All right, we're in the beginning of sorrows and great mournings and famine. You see, the famine, they started reporting heavy on famine around about 2020, you see. And also, if you go and buy like bread and stuff like that, it's starting to mold quicker. As soon as you buy it, it's molding up already. So they're using the reserves, and basically, selling old food, because going back in like 2020, they was telling the farmers to stop farming and stuff like that. So it's pretty much just reserves. It says, and great death. All right. The beginning of wars. We're seeing the beginnings of wars and great death. All right. The Lord just took out 50,000 a couple months ago. It was about 10,000, if I'm not mistaken, in Morocco. All right. And it was another place. I think it was Libya, The Lord is doing, a great work. He's passing out judgment, It's at the beginning of evils. All right. Bad times. We're seeing those bad times, All right. What shall I do when these evils shall come? Behold, famine and plague and tribulation. Famine and plague, tribulation, and anguish are sent as scourges for a minute. But for all these things, they should not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges, you see. So Jay not gonna repent, they're just gonna get comfortable, and they're gonna be destroyed in that simplicity and that comfortability. All right, verse 21, behold, victual shall be so good cheap upon earth that they shall think themselves to be in good case, and even then shall evils grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. Nobody knows what's going on, you see. Nobody has the answers but the prophets. All right, it says they gonna think themselves to be in good case. All right, they just was selling burgers for like a cent, 52 cent. People actually, you can still go out, you can still shop and stuff like that. So people think they're in a good case, you see. But gas went back down a little bit. People actually think they're in a good case. But see, evils are going to continue to grow. All right, verse 22. For many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine. They're not going to have no food. They're going to be eating their children. It says, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. Hey, so the Lord's handing out judgment, man. 2/3 in these heathen, they're going to be destroyed. And it's going to be a lot that get allotted to the sword and a lot that get allotted to the famine. You see, and then it's going to be those that, die, they're going to be born back, and be destroyed with the nukes. You see? But, just wanted to go into that because we're in the time of wars, famines, pestilences, earthquakes, great death, great confusion. Nobody knows what's going on, Everybody just, going on their day to day. Nobody is has a clue what's going on, you see. So Adonai Tazah Zabanah Yapal, Lord's will, that was a beautification through the spirit. Wa Adonai Tazah Atham Yash like Allah Tawab. Lord's will, have a good night. Hey, shalom, shalom.